in the center of the house known as Pisces. I'm telling you now, even if you do not comprehend, it's okay. By the time we are done, you should be well on your way to fully understanding what we're talking about. Here we have the sun in the center of the Pisces constellation. This is Pisces. This is one fish, and this is the other fish. And these are the twines that's said to have the fish tied. Pisces, the fish. So this is why now, when you look at the Greek rendition as such of these constellations, for example, the Pisces, you see the fish, one fish and two fish. Now, there you have Aries, the ram, right after Pisces. And before Aries, before Pisces, you have Aquarius. This is Aquarius here. Now, these are really the Greek rendition of such, but they're not really that off. Now, what I'm saying is that you could see that the sun is basically in between, in the center point of the extension of this Pisces constellation. And this day is the 21st day of March 2018. As I said before, this lecture is going to be classroom fashion, and I'll be going at a pace, I'll be going at a flow that a teacher to a student, wanting the student to comprehend what is being said. That's the pace and flow I intend to maintain until we complete this session here this evening. So again, let's look at the chart. Here is the sun. I want you to comprehend in the center of that energy force on the 21st day of March. Now, the 21st day of March every year is known as the equinox. In the northern hemisphere, it is the spring equinox. In the southern hemisphere, it is the fall equinox. But the point is that on that day, the sun basically travels along the equator of the earth. On that day, day and night are equal. So when you live in the tropics, you'll notice that it's exactly 6 hours or 12 hours, pardon me, on each side for the day and the night. We're talking about the equinox. All right. So now the equinox itself is also repeated on the 21st day of September. And again, when you have an equinox, that is when the sun rises perfectly in the east and will set in the west perfectly again, according to the cardinal points, being that it travels on the equator perfectly. Both the terrestrial equator, which is the equator of the earth, and the celestial equator, which is the equator of the heavens. Now, the equator of the heavens is basically, you could say, the equator of the earth superimposed into the heavens, because the Psalm says the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork, and day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge, and there is no speech nor language where the voice is not heard. So when it says the heavens declare the glory of the Almighty, the firmament showeth his handiworks, we would say that, it's the beauty of the sun, the moon, the planets, and the stars. It is all of that. But it's more than that. It's even much more than that. It's the astronomical clock and the position of the sun and the position of the said planets at specific times. So this is why I'm saying now, even within the Heavens Declare the Glory documentary that we did, we showed that through the zodiac belt, the 12 constellation and plus the serpent hole and the 13 constellations, there is a specific message in the heavens. So we have the Pisces constellation and the sun on the third month, the 21st day In the year 1518, the sun rising on the equator of the earth and going through the celestial equator, equal day and night, the equinox, it is obvious that at this time we were in the Pisces age. I'm going to explain everything. Now, an age would last 2,160 years. This is because in the circle thereof, the circle, the zodiac belt that goes around the heavens. Okay, let me just add for you the symbols that you would see to give it a better comprehension to some. So here we have Pisces. Now, that was the third month, which is March, the 21st of March, 1518, the sun is in Pisces. Okay, the 21st of April, 1518, you can see the sun now in the constellation of Aries, the ram. Okay, the next month, which is May the 21st, you see the sun in Taurus, the bull. Okay, the next month, which is June the 21st, you see the sun right, the equinox, the sun rose right in the center of the constellation known as Pisces. Let me show you what I'm speaking of. Let us just say in the year 1590, the year after, okay, the 21st day of March, we see the sun basically at the same spot. Let's check the year 1520, still there. 1521, still there. 1522, still there. 1523, still there. 1524, still there. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, still there. You know. So in other words, in about 15 years, when we return on the 21st day of March, as we do every year, we notice that the sun is still in the same spot. Now, the sun is not in the same spot. It appears as if it's in the same spot, but the sun is moving 1 degree every 72 years. So that means the sun, in its movement of its governing power, as far as the age goes, is moving 1 degree every 72 years. I want you to keep this in mind. Remember, the sun is moving from one constellation to the other constellation, one per month. This is what we observe. So let's watch this. Let me show you, for example, 21st day of February, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th. You see the sun moving? 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 1st of April, 2nd of April, 3rd of April, 4th of April, 5th of April, 6th of April, 7th of April. You see, that's how the sun moves. So every day, you see the sun traversing through the heavens, moving through the constellations, just like this. You notice Mercury and the moon passing the sun as the days go by, because this is showing you a record. So I'm going backwards as such now. You know, in the 9th, the 6th, the 3rd, back to the 21st day of March. Now that's on the daily level. But as it relates to the age now, let me show you. So as I said, listen good. We are basically, obviously, in the year 1518. Now we're all the way in 1534. Center, feeling the energy of the Pisces age. That was not the Aquarius age, and it was not the Aries age, because the sun on the third is very important. Why 2,000 years? Because every 2,160 years, we are supposed to be in a new age. So in other words, if I'm to jump 2,000 years ahead of 1534 AD, that means on the third month, or in the third month, which is March, on the 21st day, that means we should be in the constellation of Aquarius and be perfectly in the Aquarius age. Okay, so let's add 2,000 years to that. Here we go. That is the Aquarius constellation. The individual that is known as the water carrier, as you see him there throwing out the water, As you can see, the sun in the center there. Now, please follow me up, audience. Let's get this good. This is in the year 3000, about 1500 years from now. Now we're in 2080, 1500 years from now, on the third day, or the 21st day, pardon me, of the third month, which is March, on the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere, the sun would rise perfectly in the center of the Aquarius constellation. This is to show you that we are in the Aquarius age. So now there's no dispute here. What age are in 1500 years from now? Listen, 1500 years from now, there will be no dispute, because the sun is stationed on the day that counts, the day that shows you what age we are in, the day when the sun is on the celestial equator perfectly before it goes northwards. That day, the 21st of March, in the year 3534, the sun is in the Aquarius constellation. All right, good. That's 1500 years from now. 500 years ago, on the same day, the 21st day of March, the sun was perfectly in the constellation of Pisces. Was not sharing the energy of Aries, neither sharing the energy of Aquarius. So it was positive that we were at the peak of the Pisces age, the peak of the Pisces age in 1534. Now, does that mean 1,000 years prior to that, for example, 534 AD, we were not in the Pisces age? No, it doesn't mean that. But it means that we were not at the peak of the Pisces age then. We were still feeding off of some of the energy. Here it is. This is close. This is actually the border, of the Pisces age. As you can see, it's erect. And then the Aries constellation is just right next to it. So in the year 534 AD, although it seems here as if the sun is between the two fish, but keep in mind the angle of both of the fish is different. One connected to the line goes straight up, while the other goes off at an angle, somewhat of a 45-degree angle. So basically, during the year 534 AD, 15-degree angle, which would set us at the peak of the Pisces age. Keep in mind that each constellation is 30 degrees away from each other. And the 30 degrees times the 12 is what gives you the 2,160. The 30 degrees, pardon me, times the 12 gives you the 360 of the cycle of the zodiac belt. And that is why, again, within the 2,160 years, which is what they call the great month, which is the time frame of an age. That is why the sun moves 1 degree every 72 years, because the 72 years, 1 degree times 30, which is 30 degrees, gives you the 2,160 year period for the sun to move from Pisces to Aquarius. So from Pisces age to the Aquarius age is 2,160 years. From the Pisces age to the Aquarius age is 30 degrees in movement. From the Pisces age to the Aquarius age is 1 degree every 72 years. So that is why even when you run through the years, 1534 and 1535, 1536, 1537, 1538, 1539, it appears as if the sun is not even moving. It looks like it's even rocking back and forth, basically, but still in the same spot. because it is moving like your hair is growing and your nails are growing. It's not something you just observe so simply, but it is taking place. And that is what is happening here. So it takes a long period of time for the sun to move its governing power from the Pisces age to the Aquarius age, from the Aries age to the Pisces age, and again into the Aquarius age. So it's a timely process. But the thing is that on the 21st day of March, the sun is always on the celestial equator. On the 21st day of March, the sun is always on the terrestrial equator. But it is the constellations that appear to shift. That is why 2,000 years after 1541, we're at 1541 now, but it's basically the same. 2,000 years after that, on the 21st day of March, the Aquarius constellation is now on the celestial equator of the heavens, obviously, and the sun is at this time, on this day, is on the celestial equator of the heavens as well, and moving across the terrestrial equator, which is that on planet Earth. So it is the zodiac belt that is shifting to fit the mechanics of the movement of the heavens. Good. Now I think we have that clear. So what we need to do now is to move into regular time. Let us see where we are now as far as the year 2018. But we're going to deal with the date, the 3rd of March, 2018. And 2018 is the year, according to the Gregorian calendar, wherein this presentation was recorded. All right. So let us deal with the very same time frame and observe the sun. Now this is the year 2018. This is the 21st day of March. Now you will notice, well, this year we had Mercury and Venus in the Pisces constellation. But look at the sun. So the sun, as it does every 21st day of March, is on the equator of both the heavens and the earth. It is on the celestial equator and it's on the terrestrial equator, moving across the equator of planet Earth. So it's equal day and night, as always. But unlike 500, let us check 500 years ago again. 500 years ago, it was more than fair enough. 500 years after, which is where we are now, 2018, it's a constellation. Now, even to the untrained eye, once you comprehend that this is the Pisces constellation, now listen to me good, my audience. The fact that 500 years ago, 18, the fact that at that time, it was more central. Today, on the 21st day of March, it still is, but has not come out of the box that governs the Pisces frequency. So once you understand mathematics, we're dealing with a level of percentage here now. So we could be still feeding off of, and this is just a guesstimate, let's say 65% of the Pisces age and 35% of the Aquarius age. But it's something of that sort of nature. Because remember, you do not change from one age to the other age like overnight. It's not like midnight on Happy New Year. No, that's not how it goes. As I said, you have to compare this to watching a child grow. You don't really see them grow overnight, but they never stop growing. You don't see your hair growing, but it never stopped growing. Unless it stopped growing. No offense to no one. You never, your nails grow. You don't see it growing, but it's moving. So you don't see the sun moving, and I don't mean the sun that rises in the morning and the one that sets, and even that is hard to pick up, it's moving. But I'm speaking of the movement of the sun going in the other direction as it relates to the age that we are in. So over the years, 20, 30, 40, 50 years may pass. It would seem as if the sun is in the same spot where it was on the same 21st day of March, the 21st day of June, the 21st day of any month. The sun seems to be in the same spot, but it's moving slightly. The clock of the heavens is shifting slightly, 1 degree every 72 years. So because it's shifting now, obviously the energy would begin to fade away, and the energy of the oncoming age will begin to get stronger, because it's not an overnight thing. You don't lock off. Blessed love, my family. Give thanks for your presence. At this moment, we are on a mission seeking for real partners. We are establishing a real partnership in this, what we consider a real war. Let me be clear from the onset. We will be speaking of finance. This is not a word to everyone. This is primarily for those who appreciate the works that we do, those who love the mission that we are on. Not appreciate hate, which means to magnify the hate, but appreciate love, magnify the love. As most of you would know, one of our videos on YouTube was taken down a few weeks ago. That left us with a strike against our channel and a handful of restrictions for us to go over. Many people has literally told us in the past that you should monetize your channel. Now, to be very clear, I have no intention, neither did I have any passion whatsoever to do that. But even if I did, that is something that was never possible and is not possible now because of the restrictions. Number one, that cannot be done. And then again, even without the restrictions, it was already restricted in the region that I am in, where I live. So Radio Anu was also taken down a few days after. And within a few days, it also came back up. As you also know, unlike many other channels, we do not make it a habit or even a part of our business at all to ask for any donations or contributions. This also is for several reasons. Number one, as we have expressed in the past, we honestly don't think that we should ask for such from an audience that can see the works that we are doing. Number two, even in the past, after being encouraged by others to solicit donations and contributions, we established the PayPal system. Those of you who have attempted to contribute via that PayPal know for sure that it never worked. There was always an issue. Email and Facebook shut down several times, plus other things behind the scenes that I would not even mention here. No Patreon and being ostracized from the executive YouTube club, I am sincerely asking you, those of you who admire and appreciate the work that we do, to assist us in this venture of uplifting our people, physical, soul, and mind. I am not asking you to contribute, and I am not asking you for any donation. I am just asking you to patronize. You know, we have begun to create a series of ebooks, from Anu, Ancient and Modern Revisited, to the ebook The True Biblical Land of Israel, Of course, our children books like the great kings and queens of Africa. You know, we have our video lecture series. We also have our DVD documentaries from the Master of Ceremony 7 and the Night of the Black Tiger. You also know, as it relates to Radio Anu, there's a monthly subscription where you literally get the programs that are done nightly on the shock of the hour. Of course, on one level, you will be assisting myself as I am also assisting you. It is just a genuine and justified exchange of goods and services. Now there's much more behind the scenes that I care not to say on this medium. Now I have no criminal record, well known and accepted in my community, but it seems like there's something coming out of my mouth that is a bother to some. And I'm not cursing, and there's no guile coming from between my teeth. Just what I consider to be the truth. My brothers and sisters who love me and love the work, as I love you as well, I'm being very straight. We're on the battlefield. So I'm asking you to partner with me, to assist me on the battlefield. We're not asking for anything as contributions and donations. We are asking you to patronize what we have to offer. Give thanks. Obviously, there would be a reason why we ask. So you could email me at priestisaac27@gmail.com and I'll give you more information. I am looking forward to hearing from you. Salamta.